G'day mates, it's Drongo Dingo, cheers for dropping by. We've all heard of conspiracy theories, from Bigfoot to the Illuminati, George Bush doing 9/11 to the Jews faking a moon landing, aliens to Atlantis. Some are bogus, some are questionable, and some are, for some bloody reason or another, becoming quite popular, like anti-vaxxers and the flat earthers. There's a sect of the flat earthers that go beyond just being a dingbat. Like, instead of a Pokemon evolving and it getting stronger or smarter, it gets stupider and cringier. I saw something on social media the other day, and needless to say, just read along with me. Australia is not real. It's a hoax, made for us to believe that Britain moved over their criminals to some place. In reality, all these criminals were loaded off the ships into the waters, drowning before they could see land ever again. It's a cover-up for one of the greatest mass murders in history, made by one of the most prominent empires. Australia does not exist. All the things you call proof are actually well-fabricated lies and documents made by the leading governments of the world. Your Australian friends, they are all actors and computer-generated personas, part of the plot to trick the world. Australia isn't real. Australia isn't real? Fuck yeah! Of course Australia is real. How could people that think that bloody Australia isn't real? This is bullshit. Stupid people alive today. Oh my fucking god. How could you even say that? Okay. Whew. Right. I've calmed down. Let's read the rest of this. If you've ever been to Australia, you're terribly wrong. The plane pilots are all in on this, and have in all actuality only flown you to islands close nearby, or in some cases, parts of South America, where they have cleared space and hired actors to act out as real Australians. Australia is one of the biggest hoaxes ever created, and all of you have been tricked. Join the movement today and make it be known that you have been deceived. Make it known that this has all just been a cover-up. These things Australians says to be doing. All these swear words and actions based on alcoholism, MDMA, and bad decisions are all ways to distract you from the ugly truth that is one of the greatest genocides in history. 162,000 people were said to have been transported to this imaginary land during a mere 80 years, and they're all long dead by now, and they never reached that promised land. Tell the truth, stand up for what is right, make sure to spread the word. Australia is not real. It is a code word for the cold-blooded murder of more than 100,000 people, and it is not okay. We will not accept this. Stand up for the ones who died. Let it be known that Australia does not exist. Hashtag Australia is not real. Let's just think about this for some second. Why? Why the bloody hell would the governments of the world do this? To cover up a fake genocide? Unfucking likely. If they did this, why not cover up a genocide of a much greater magnitude? Auschwitz or Generalplan Ost. Did I pronounce that right? I don't fucking know. What about Stalin or Mao Zedong? The Rwandan or Armenian genocides. A lot of countries own their history and admit, yeah, alright, we did that in the past. I really doubt the British Empire would be that bothered to do all this for some prisoners whose numbers were in the only estimate of 164,000. I wish Australia wasn't real and I didn't exist. Kill me. We're all real people, you numpty. I'm a true blue Aussie, not an actor. Or am I? NASA, you're 2 weeks late on your paycheck. Pay up or I'm spilling the beans. Yes, Australia was a penal colony before Federation. Do you know what Britain's penal colony was before us? America! They were where Britain hucked the starving orphans that stole a piece of bread to live, before they all threw a hissy fit and dumped millions of pounds of worth of tea into the drink. So going by the logic of Britain shipping off their prisoners and then just killing them all at the sea, does that also mean that America's not real? Of course Australia is fucking real. How bloody stupid are you people? How could an entire continent not exist? A landmass that's bigger than Europe, excluding Russia, of course, and almost as big as the USA, with over 25 million souls breathing Australian air and not existing. Get stuffed. Australia has some of the most iconic and beautiful landscapes in the world, from the sunny Gold Coast to the red Simpson Desert, the lush Daintree to the beautiful Kosciuszko. This continent is almost as diverse as the United Nations lobby. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Let's look more into this bullshit conspiracy.
It's not real. It is not fucking real. Australia does not exist. It isn't real. Can't you delusional fucks get that through your thick skulls? It isn't real. It doesn't exist. Get over it. It's not a real place. You janky ass cunt weaves are really beginning to get on my nerves. You think that this nonsensical place actually exists. There's no proof that it exists. Australia is real. No, it's not. It's not real. It's a fantasy. It isn't a real place. Discovered by Captain Cook. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds as legit as Captain Hook, as Captain Birdseye and Colonel Sanders.
Cook didn't discover Australia. The Aboriginals did. Or, sorry, their more politically correct term, the First Nations people. They've been here for Fuck, how long have they actually been here for? How long have Aboriginals been? 60,000 years. Yeah, the Aboriginals have been here for bloody 60,000 years at least. Cook just discovered it for the Western world. Though there is evidence of Portuguese or Dutch activity on the west coast before Cook arrived. You've probably all seen this map, right? The map of all the states and territories? What if I told you at one time there were over 500 territories? This is the map of the Aboriginal nations of Australia. Each of these nations were different in their language, culture, and ways of life. Some were warlike, some were peaceful, some were nomadic hunters, some had homes in different areas and moved between them with the seasons. Certainly a lot more cultures than the American natives. I'm pretty sure you definitely know that Colonel Sanders is real. Look at those moves!
It's nonsense to think that Australia could be a real place. Have you ever heard of anywhere else with so many deadly animals and strange looking different things that are nowhere else in the world?
Oi mate, fuck off, don't judge our animals. They make us hard-ass motherfuckers. You're only saying that because the most dangerous thing you pommy twats have to ever deal with is a pissed off pigeon. Strange looking things that are found nowhere else in the world. It's called fucking evolution, mate. Natural selection, survival of the fittest and all that. You see bloody giraffes in Russia? No. Sit down and read a book. Of course it happens elsewhere. Boa constrictors, honey badgers, deer with fangs, dogs that are in the NBA, blobfish, mantis shrimp. The biggest spider in the world is from South America, you dingbat.
It only seems to happen in Australia because Australia isn't real. If something doesn't exist, then you can make anything up about it.
Like your sex life?
Oh, what's next? We're gonna have penguins that can fly? Fat people who are fat just because of their genetics? The Cookie Monster? Pansexual people?
Oi, be nice. Pansexuals are valid.
Cyberbullying? What's next? What are you gonna pretend is real next? None of these things are real!
How full of this twatberry does he have to be to have this montage pic of himself hung up in his own bedroom? Do you even have a life, mate?
Australia is not a real place. Get that through your thick fucking skulls before you make any more comments to me trying to tell me that you know better than that you live there or whatever other bullshit you're telling yourself. You're drugged up, you're delusional. Australia isn't real. Goodbye.
Okay, on to another video. So in this video, the same popsicle tries to prove that boomerangs are fake by chucking one.
You don't know, you damn well should know. This is a boomerang and we're gonna find out if they come back.
Is that you actually trying to throw? Like, is that the max effort you possibly could have put into it? Because if that's serious, then I'm sorry, mate. You gotta do some push-ups or something. Boomerangs aren't a short-range weapon like a throwing axe. They're long-range. They're built to be thrown in open areas. And there are different types. Some are meant for downing birds, some are meant for knocking possums and koalas out of trees. Others are meant to be thrown along the ground and break the legs of roos and emus. Or the poor bastard that pissed you off. Some return to you, some don't. I'm pretty sure this dude is actually mentally handicapped because... yeah. The Scallop even has a merch store. Let's take a cheeky peek. Oh my god, someone please draw Dingo in that shirt. I will love you forever. I'm not gonna show you any more of this moldy potato cake stuff because you're gonna need chemo. Basically it goes on for about 20 more videos, I shit you not, making up bullshit theories about why Australia is fake. Some fuck off examples, all the babies that were stolen at birth and drugged and made to act the facade of being Australian. Basically all the same shit that Bint in the Facebook post said, which I'm pretty sure is where he got all this info in the first place. Despite, you know, all the evidence of an entire fucking continent existing.
Hey guys, I've been having a crisis lately.
Is the crisis that the helium is wearing off?
And it's really begun to affect me. It's about lies that the government may have given us or whatever, and my question to you all is, does Australia really exist? Because I have seen so many things, so many movies about Australia and books and stuff, but I don't read books.
That would explain a lot about this tart.
Just books and stuff about Australia, and I've never actually met anyone from Australia. Do you agree with me? Have you ever met someone from Australia? I think our government could be doing this North Korea type of crap.
North Korea bullshit? What?
Telling us that Australia doesn't exist. So tell me, does Australia really exist, or is it some fantasy world that the government is making up for our own enjoyment or for our own pain? because everyone says that Bush was an inside job and whatever, so I think it's a cool thing to not like the government now. So yeah, I've never met someone from Australia and I've only seen movies about it. So does Australia exist? Because they never taught us in school, so I don't think it exists because, yeah. And I've seen kangaroos. How can they be real? Nobody thinks kangaroos are real.
Did you even go to school? You've literally just said you've seen kangaroos, and now you're questioning their existence. Now, I'm not gonna say that these people are fucking idiots, but you're fucking idiots. So, all these people, who, let's be honest, are as bad as peeling as a bucket of smashed clams, think that my homeland, and all of us aren't real? Well, guess what then, dickheads? If we don't exist, then neither do these people. Carl Stefanovic.
Big black Australop cockerel, one of 500 birds that are being judged today at the show.
So big! We did it, man! We went green!
I am never going back in the water.
Me either. No way.
That's it.
Ah,
That's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
stuff summer.
No. Let's go to the local pool. Look at the size of that thing. Anyhow, like that little cage is going to help you.
The man, the myth, the legend. Thorpe, the youngest ever Olympian to represent Australia. At 14, he went on to become one of the best in the world and one of our most successful sportsmen. He won over 5 golds, 3 silvers and 1 bronze medal. And he's also gay, so yay diversity. Hugh Jackman. Whether he's in the circus ring or on the barricades of Paris or kicking all kinds of ass as a mutant, this man kicks ass for deep didgeridoo. Iggy Azalea. Not a huge fan of her stuff, but she's one of us, I guess. Steve Irwin. Enough fucking said. This man was a god amongst us mere mortals. The lightning bolt guy.
Hey baby, slow down, wait for me. Oh wow, it's pretty rocky here, hey. Hey, slow down on the rocks, baby, it's dangerous in there. Oh my god, baby, the bloody lightning bolt just missed you! Holy bloody mother of God, Jesus fucking my god, baby, come back, a lightning bolt nearly hit ya! Oh my god, baby, you alright?
This dude.
Now, yesterday morning, I came out into the front yard and the dogs were across the road. And as soon as they saw me, they came bounding over.
The Wiggles, In Excess, Akadaka, Kylie Minogue, Captain Barbosa, the Hemsworth brothers, Russell Coight, and fucking millions more! So if Australia doesn't exist, then where the fuck did all these people come from? And what would the world miss if they weren't real? Let's look a little more into this evidence that Australia isn't real.
Огонь на подавление!
Said,
Axios is my Mike Muter 27, but how can drop bears be real if Australia is not?
Axios said,
Противник на северо-востоке!
Think about it. Drop bears attack people on sight. Therefore, to keep the tourists that don't know any better safe, we tell them to stay on the designated path. Now, if Australia isn't real, why would we want visitors to stay on the paths? Fun fact, drop bear is an anagram for covert sniper.
I mean, the anagram is wrong, but the rest of this. Gee, I don't know why they want people to stay on the path. Maybe because of the treacherous terrain, or endangered animals and plants, or the fuck off killer pythons or some shit. Seems pretty simple to me. Now, I will give credit where credit's due. Australia does have some wacky as fuck animals. Roided up deers, homeless ostriches, cats with chlamydia, Knuckles from Sonic, angry rocks, feathered velociraptors, more angry rocks, lizards who ate the sherbet, danger fish. These fuckers is so much crazy stuff. And they all can and will kill ya. The one thing that probably can't kill you from Australia is like a possum. But they can claw your eyes out and piss on you. And their piss pretty stinks. This whole thing about crazy fuck off animals has been going on for ages. Even when Australia was being colonised and the British brought over the convicts, they all thought they were taking the piss when they brought back animals to study and show off in Britain. They saw the platypus and they were like, "You what, mate?" And honestly, I don't blame them. It's a beaver with a duck bill that has electroperception, the things that sharks have to see underwater, and it's a mammal that lays eggs and sweats milk. Oh, and it has venomous claws. God was on some mad pingers when he made that guy up. Jacinda R said, "I mean, guys, who honestly puts sprinkles on bread and thinks it's a good party snack? Hashtag Australia is not real." Fuck off. Don't you dare fucking diss fairy bread, mate. I'll cook ya. Don't even get me started on Vegemite. We're happy little Vegemite, as happy as can be. Doesn't that hint to you at all? Hashtag Australia is not real. Again, fuck off. Vegemite's good. Also, the deadly animals? Like, no country is that unlucky. It's literally just a plot so you don't want to visit. Another thing, it isn't suspicious all our Australian famous people don't actually live in Australia? Hashtag Australia is not real. I've talked about the fuck off animals and, I don't know, fucking let people live where they want to live. Shut up, Jacinda. Even one of the official, and I can't believe they're official in the first fucking place, but one of the official Flat Earth Facebook pages put up on an essay on Australia being fake. Hang on, do you notice something about this? Seems a bit like a copy and paste, doesn't it? Cause it is. And it's the same shit as we've seen before. We're all actors, it's a cover up for a genocide, yah. They're talking about us as if we're all a bloody gimmick, even though we've actually done huge amounts to actually help the world. There are some pretty famous inventors that everyone knows. Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Da Vinci, Henry Ford, just to name a few. But did you know that the land down under, the sunny land, has its fair share of things that we've done to change the world? Number 1. Wi-Fi. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. If it weren't for the Aussies, we'd still be using dial-up or plug-in or whatever they used back in the Stone Ages. Number 2. Goon. The nectar of the gods. This cheap wine in a foil bag is made for one purpose and one only: getting as shit-faced as you can in the shortest space of time. These can be seen hung from clotheslines in people's yards, and as people walk past, like the animals of the Sahara at a waterhole, stop for their fill. Or you can be a cheap cunt and hold it to yourself, but if you can solo one of those and still be standing, that is still pretty impressive. Speaking of clotheslines, number 3, the Hills Hoist. Almost every house in Australia has one of these, and if you don't, you're un-Australian. Before you'd spend your days on Xbox or PlayStation or playing the computer, you'd piss your dad off by being a little shit and hanging on one while it spun around. Then when you're a teenager, you'd disappoint your parents by hanging a goon sack on there and getting blackout drunk. Or you know, you could hang actual shit like clothes. Number 4. Fridges, for keeping the beers frosty. Number 5. Australian rules football. Truly the sport of kings. Number 6. Tanks. Forget America! Fuck yeah! It's Australia time. And a bunch of other things I couldn't make jokes up about, like Google Maps, plastic money, medicinal penicillin, powerboards, flu vaccines, pacemakers, cochlear implants, and the Splade. So, you want to find out if Australia is real?
I don't know about you, Chief, but it looks pretty fucking real to me.
In all seriousness though, if you think Australia isn't real, you're a fucking idiot. So that's all that's gonna be for this one. Drop a like, sub, comment, all that stuff. Maybe one point I might get around to doing a reading your comments or an AMA or something like that. So the more I have for that, the better. So drop down questions and comments and all that crap and I'll do it. Anyway, from the Dingo Down Under, cheers mates.
G'day, g'day, how you going? What do you know? They'll strike a light. Good day, and how you going? Just say good day, and you'll be right.